Shams, how you doing? Sorry we made you watch the Montreal experience. It was certainly fantastic. What's going on in your world as you urgently, words per minute, tweet like you're Adam Schefter in the game?
Yes, we have news. I'm going to actually say it while I'm on with you guys.
Thank you.
There will be no further discipline for Victor Wembanyama after he elbowed Naz Reid in the face in Minnesota on Sunday night. He was ejected for this play. Multiple sources tell me, though, that there's not going to be a suspension, no fine. He will be playing in Game 5 as I am going to try to get this out.
Absolutely,
you guys can have reactions.
Yeah, let
right
your
now.
Twitter pop off. Always thank you for directing us on how to respond here, Shams. I appreciate you in the middle of your flow right now. This is a big deal because we had seen elbows in the past, more specifically Meta World Peace's elbow to the head. That was pretty aggressive, got a 6-game suspension. So there was suspension for a potential elbow to jaw situation, precedent for it all. He gets none because it's the first time he's been involved in any of this. I think Wemby sets a tone for people like, hey, I'm about sick of the way I'm getting treated, not only to people he's going to play against, but also I think the league as a whole, fans as a whole. And this is great news for me as a fan of basketball to be able to watch him play as soon as Game 5.
We have to. One more thing to just keep in mind. He was ejected for this play. So he basically already missed a significant part of this game. And unlike Ron Artest, a.k.a. Meta World Peace from before, there's not a history of these types of plays for Wemby.
Okay, we appreciate the hell out of that. Wemby, can't wait to watch you back on the court. Him saying, I'm ejected, what does that mean? Early in the game. Obviously, that provides an opportunity for Ant-Man to go absolutely crazy on Mother's Day. Loved everything about Anthony Edwards in the way he leads his team, the way he plays basketball, the way he answers questions, the way he's been authentic to himself throughout this entire time. And he's leading a state and a team and a franchise in a special way. Wemby not playing, is that a big deal? Of course.
Yeah.
But that's not Ant-Man's fault. Hey,
no.
Showing an elbow and Naz in the head, cuz. Now I'm going to take this thing over. He goes bananas. And that's special stuff out of the NBA. All right, Shams, we appreciate the hell out of you, man. You're the best, Shams. Oh, we draft. Let's talk about draft really quickly. NBA draft, obviously a massive ordeal.
The Western Conference semifinals, 2 games apiece. But back to Wemby and that ejection there in Game 4. Again, ejected very early on, 8 minutes left to go in the second. The earliest ejection for an all-star in a playoff game in the play-by-play era. The list just keeps going. That's his first career ejection, whether it's the regular season or the postseason. And that was the fewest points in a game in his career. And if you had a prop bet on Victor Wembanyama, I feel very sorry for you because that probably ruined your night, especially. Ashley Nicole Moss is back here with us. So, Ashley, we saw that go down. Wemby, doesn't feel like it was intentional. Heated moment. He elbows Naz.
Oh, it was certainly intentional.
You think he meant it to go that far?
It was a wind-up. It was clear.
I don't think he wanted to get ejected.
He definitely did not want to get ejected. No, he definitely didn't want to get ejected. But Wemby's got to practice a little bit more decorum. He's going to throw the people's elbow.
Okay.
Because what happened was,
brazen with the
if you watch the replay, there is a moment where he brings the ball down, he has the ball, he pauses, and then elbows Naz Reid. Most big men know you got to bring your elbow down as you're bringing the ball down so that it looks like you were just trying to get the ball out of your way. But it was a clear wind-up. He clearly meant to elbow him. Listen, the game was extremely physical. It has been extremely physical this series. Wemby, Mitch Johnson said it. He was standing up for himself. He doesn't love that he got the ejection. He doesn't hate that Wemby stood up for himself. But there are moments, like I said this earlier, I'm all for the physicality. I'm all for players letting know, especially the young players, because sometimes you get picked on out there. Sometimes, they want to remind you that this is a grown man league and welcome to the big leagues, my guy. But I think you also have to think bigger picture. And Wemby brings so much to the game that when he is not on the floor, the Spurs feel it, and that's exactly what happened in this game. You look at what the Timberwolves did, and they did it phenomenally. They responded, to Wemby's absence extremely well. They held the Wolves to 20 points in the third quarter, scored 28, got 9 points off of their turnovers, and had more points in the paint than them. All these things that possibly could have been avoided if Wemby was on the floor if you're San Antonio. So, Wemby, I understand you got to stick up for yourself and let them know you're no punk, but but this is a playoff series and every game counts. So I'm kind of 50-50 on this.
Okay, we do have some breaking news that just came down. The league office has decided to not suspend or fine Wemby for that. That was a flagrant 2, by the way, in the second quarter of Sunday night's game where he elbowed Naz Reid. Are you surprised on the no fine aspect of it as well, or does this all check out?
Definitely surprised on the no fine, but also it is his first offense, so it might be the benefit of the doubt. He's also an all-star. He's Victor Wembanyama. You know, he's one of the biggest. He's one of the biggest prospects we have seen since LeBron James. I think there are a few things that come into play. I know people will not like it, but you know, not everybody drinks the same Kool-Aid. There are some of us who get better flavors because of, you know, what you bring to the table, and Victor Wembanyama brings a lot to the table. The series is not the same without him. I think the league knows that, but more importantly, all jokes aside, it is his first offense. This is not somebody who chronically goes around elbowing people in the throat. You got to give the young guy some grace.
All right, let's get back to the series, because as you mentioned, all of a sudden the Timberwolves have fought their way back. They even the series 2 apiece. You mentioned all the ways they have been able to do it. You also said it's been the most exciting series for all of us so far to really watch. How do you expect the rest of this to shake out?
Well, look, Wemby avoided a fine and, you know, a suspension. So he's coming back with a vengeance. I think he'll keep his elbows to himself. Look, the Spurs are a really good team at responding. And I have said this about San Antonio. They remind me so much, and I think it just has to do with the DNA of the San Antonio Spurs organization. They remind me so much of the Ginobili, Parker, Duncan Spurs in the sense that they're never rattled. They're never too high or too low. They're very even-keeled. And for such a young team, an inexperienced team, it's such a veteran way of playing. It's such a calm way of playing. It's so beyond their years. And I think that's why they're in this position. I think that's why this series is far from over. They are a team that knows how to respond, and they respond at their best when they have their best player in Wemby. So I don't think that this series has gotten away from them. I wouldn't say that this puts the momentum in the Timberwolves' corner. I think that this series was always going to possibly go the distance, especially with how the Wolves have been playing, coming off a 7-game series against the Denver Nuggets and taking them down. This was never going to be a walk in the park for the Spurs. But hey, you want to make it to the conference finals and you want to face the reigning champs, this is how you got to get there.
Yeah, so Game 5 is on Tuesday in San Antonio. Let's talk about the other matchup in the West, where it's a little bit more lopsided. We have the defending champs in OKC taking on the Lakers. We might have to get the brooms out for the sweep here. Obviously, the Lakers are down 0-3. So what is next for this Lakers squad, especially if they have this early round, not early round, but not a deep playoff run? We know Luka's not playing, and then obviously a lot of question marks about what this means for LeBron.
Yeah, I mean, I said that this series would be way more competitive if Luka was playing. It's unfortunate for them that he's not. Also, Denver kind of screwed them by winning their last game, because they would be facing, the Wolves in the first round versus the Houston Rockets and now the Oklahoma City Thunder. So their seeding also kind of screwed them in the process. But here's the thing. They have a lot of decisions they have to make. Austin Reeves, player option. LeBron James, free agent. Rui Hachimura, free agent. He's in the final year of his $51 million deal. And the biggest number that is kind of plaguing over the Los Angeles Lakers is $52.6 million, and that is what is the projected salary of LeBron James for next season. And the unfortunate reality is LeBron is 41 years old. He is phenomenal. So let me make that very clear. What we are seeing, we have never seen before. We've never seen this longevity, this productivity. We have never seen a player of his age still do what he has been able to do. It's simply not enough. The roster is too top heavy. It was too top heavy during the regular season, but you have cushion room when there's so many games. You don't feel it as much. And I remember sitting on this very set in the midst of their winning streak, and I said, this is not a championship team. This is not even a Western Conference Finals team. It is too top heavy. And if LeBron isn't going to take some kind of a pay cut, and I'm not saying he has to, I'm saying in order to stay in LA, he needs to.